Hey, but this is Zaccheus with another live word of the day. Thank you for tuning in. If you're coming in for the first time, I thank you. If you've been consistently support me, I thank you as well. But on today's episode, I'm talking about you can get out. I entitled that You Can Get Out. And there's no need to always be in a spirit of complaining, and God has given you a way out. You may be, your back is against the wall, you're hearing bad news all around you, but you don't have to stay in your predicament. You don't have to stay in your circumstances. You can get out. You can get out. There's no such thing. We have choices that we make. Either we want to stay in misery, we choose to stay in misery, or we choose peace, and we know how to, and God has given you ways to get out. The same way how God led the children out of Egypt and he used Moses, assisted by his brother Aaron, to get the children out of Egypt. It's the same way he can get you out of the wilderness, of doom, the same way he can get you out of your circumstances or situation. Stop complaining. Stop complaining. Well, this video is on the spirit of complaining. God has better for you. You can get out. You heard the saying, where there's a will, there's a way. There's no need to stay in gloom and doom. There's no need for you to stay in misery. There's no need for you to stay in just weeping and moping, and there's no way out. Yes, you're stuck in situations. Yet you make decisions. You put yourself in situations, but there's always a way. When the children of Israel was enslaved in Egypt for all those years, decades of being in bondage in Egypt, Pharaoh kept the children of Israel in bondage, but God used Moses to lead the children out of the bondage of Egypt. And man, that's a glorious day when they were led out of Egypt, the land of Egypt, where they were held in bondage for so many years. And God used Moses to lead them out of the bondage of Egypt. And it wasn't easy, because even when they were leaving Egypt, Pharaoh still attempted with his army to stop them, to stop the Israelites from leaving. But after they left Egypt and they finally was in the wilderness, you know what made them stay 40 years in the wilderness? That's a long time. 40 years. 40 years in the wilderness. They were murmuring and complaining. And that made them stay 40 years in the wilderness. God is not going to bless you with more if you're murmuring and complaining. And they wandered in the desert for that long, so many years. Think about it, 40 years. Now, if you turn to the book of Numbers 14 to 2 to 45, it says that the children of Israel murmured and complained, and wasn't, they was complacent. They wasn't happy because they complained. Despite God years earlier, got them out of Egypt, they said, as human beings, you complain and you murmur and it's been 40 years you've been wandering in the desert. But God could have given them a blessing way before 40 years, but they complained, and they murmured. Remember how you felt when you first landed that job years ago, when you first got that job, how you felt, and you thank God for the money that you'll be making. Thank God that the money that you'll be making, you was very grateful. You was grateful, you was thankful at that time. Um, you were happy, telling everyone, but you was just thankful to God that he provided a way for you to get some income at that moment, at that time. He was grateful. And now you can't stand it. You can't wait to get out. You can't wait to retire. You can't wait to get out. Are you looking for something else? Looking for something better? It's time to move on. You're saying to yourself, people see that you're unhappy. You don't like the new regime. You don't like the atmosphere. You think it's a hostile environment, and you need a change. You're saying to yourself, you need a change. You just want to get out that job, that miserable job that you're unhappy with. Yeah, you've been saying to yourself that you need a change, and complaining about the income is not enough. It's inflation right now. You need a second job. You need another way of making income. And it's a struggle every day, especially if you have a family. You want to provide food on the table on a consistent basis. You want to, it's a basic life. Is things that went up, but your paycheck didn't go up. And God is saying, steadfast, hold on tight, use the resources of what you have right now to invest a little by little in yourself, little by little in yourself. Now, and this year, and I think beyond this year, they have so much opportunities to invest to make money, not the physical way anymore, but online. And I'm very big on online opportunities now. And there's you can investments with stocks. You can invest and open up an e-commerce store online. There's many ways that you can, instead of complaining about not making enough income, there's ways to use your money to invest back into yourself little by little. Whatever you have a passion to do, find a passion. That's the thing. If you're always complaining and always murmuring, complaining, and you have no passion to do anything, you're gonna stay in that state. First, you gotta find a passion. First, you gotta find something that you like to do. And the problem is with some folks, a lot of people. I won't say a lot. I will say some folks that nothing excites them, so they're stuck in the rat race, or they're stuck. They're murmuring, complaining because they feel that the job that they're doing right now is not paying enough money, but they have nothing after the job. They have nothing that they're passionate about, whether it's working out, whether it's creating videos on YouTube, whether it's selling online, Shopify, or possibly looking to invest in an Amazon store. They have nothing. They just sit and complain and cry and murmur and complain. But folks, there's opportunities out there for you. There's opportunities that you can, more than ever before, that you can invest in and look into. Instead of scrolling on your social media and wasting time, try to get inside the marketers, try to find out what they do to make extra income, to stop them from complaining. They made a change. In order for you to stop complaining and to stop murmuring, complaining, you have to make changes. You can't just sit and cry and complain to people, and you're not doing anything. You're sitting and complaining, or just if you keep complaining and you're not doing anything to make changes, don't complain. There's many things you can do and many things you can tap into instead of sitting there and complaining. Many things. The job may not pay enough, and but you're using your job to fund your dreams and your goal. Taking the very little money that you get from your job and you're funding your goals and your dream. But you have a smile on the face and you're doing your job, your current job, because you know God is going to bless you with more. The complaining is what stops your flow, is what makes you get into an state of like complacency, a state of just complaining and being miserable. And there's one thing to be miserable and complaining at the same time, and you're miserable and complaining and nothing is being changed. because you're not making a change. All you're doing is crying about your situation. And I'm telling you, right now, today is a day that you have to make that change. Today is a day that time is of the essence. And and where there's a will, there's a way. And you can find a way to change the directory of your life. You don't have to stay in a situation where you're unfulfilled, unsatisfied, and the only thing comes out your mouth is complaining. God is not pleased with your complaining, but you have a complaining spirit. God has shown you many ways. I'm sure He's shown you many ways where you can look into something, but you're closed-minded, but yet you're still in complaining mode. There's many things out there. You just got to tap into it. Lack of knowledge, my people shall perish. And if you are not looking at new opportunities, listen. Once upon a time, when I was growing up, there was cell phones were like think of the future. Think of the future in the 19. I'm talking about the late 1980s, early 1990s. Yes, I'm going back to my old school days where they had beepers, pages and beepers. Yeah, yeah. I'm telling my age now. Beepers, and the thing is that now, and I will say by mid 2000s, 2014, 2013, 2012, cell phones has taken over the world. Same way how cell phones took over the world, AI is happening with AI. And you just gotta open up your mind to learn something new. Open up your mind to find out what's out there. What's out there? Tap into instead of scrolling on social media, just getting laughing and just being pleasured and entertained. Find out, go on your social media and type in online businesses, type in digital marketing, find out about these things. AI, use AI to run a business, e-commerce business. Find out about these things. How can I open up how can I start a YouTube channel or a faceless YouTube channel? Find out about these things. These are new things I'm sure you're unaware. So a lot of you are unaware of, or maybe you're aware of it, but just not haven't even took your time to look into it because you say you're busy. You're busy working. You're busy taking care of your family. But it's time to just look into something new. Do it for yourself, and then do it for your family. You may be doing a police job or a security job, and you've been doing it for years now. But the very thing that God has blessed you with, He could turn around and bless you. Why? Because you're using whatever you make on that job, you're using it to fund your dreams. Stop complaining. Stop complaining. There's ways out of situations. There's no need for you to always sit there and complain. In Philippians chapter, just turn to Philippians chapter 2, verse 14. I can do all things without grumbling or disputing. I can do all things. I can do all things. I don't have to grumble and dispute and just stay in my situation. I can get out if I want. You have a choice to get out. You have a choice to step out. You have a choice to live a to choose peace, or you have a choice to choose misery and just staying in a toxic environment with drama. It's the choices that we make that determines our destination. Stop complaining. Stop grumbling and complaining, and thank God for what you have. And if you want a way out, you can get out. You don't have to stay in the state of abuse. You don't have to stay in a state of mistreatment. You can get out. There's no need to stay. You can get out. If you have a hostile work environment, pray to God to find a way out. There is a way out. You don't have to stay. Find your way out. Even when it comes to facing mental abuse or physical abuse, God can get you out. You can get out. There's no need for you to stay in a certain situation. Yeah, you may have kids with this person. Yeah, but do the kids need to be around that drama? Do the kids need to be around that toxic environment? No, they don't. No, they don't. Sometimes it's best to go your way. The problem is that you settle and you want to complain. You settle for less You don't value your self-worth, and you want to complain on top of that. Well, today it's time to stop complaining. Today it's time to step out in faith. Today it's time to trust God and lean on the Lord. The same way how God was able to get the children, use Moses to get the children out of Egypt, is the same way God can get you out your situation. Stop complaining and do something about it and walk in faith. No need to cry and complain every moment, every time, and you're unfulfilled, you're unhappy, and you're living in misery. It's time to make that change. You can get out. You can get out. You can get out. Most people are miserable in their circumstances situation, but they want to make a move, but they just feel that they can't because they said this is the card that they call. They use the excuse and say, "This is the card I was dealt with. This is what God put in my life, and that's where I have to stay." It's good to have someone you can talk to about your situation, about your current situation, and if they're giving you, God is using them to give you avenues and opportunities to get out. It's time to take their guidance. It's time to take their advice into consideration and stop complaining and work toward your goals, work toward your dream desires. Stop complaining and do something. Stop waiting. What are you waiting on? This is the day. Now the live word of the day is coming out of First Thessalonians chapter 5, verses 18. Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. Now, in all circumstances, you give God thanks. You give Him thanks, knowing that He'll carry you through, knowing that He has better for you, knowing that He'll open doors for you, knowing that if you trust Him and you believe to get you out your current situation, get you out your circumstances that you're facing, the troubles that you're facing in life, He'll grab you, He'll take you by the hand, but you got to trust Him first. You got to believe, but you got to step on in faith. But this is Zaccheus with another live word of the day. God bless. And if you like what I shared, you can smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel. I always got more coming for you. God bless and be safe out there. Peace and blessings until next time.